holy place. Number 1008, when our heart is in a holy place. 1008. And you guys know you want to come finish? When our heart is in
the holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we trust each wisdom in each of us, every color, every creed.
One more, number 1031.
Did you say
1031,
30?
filled with loving kindness. 1031. We do, may I be filled, and may you be filled, and may we be filled. Let's do the last right now. May I be filled.
May I be filled.
Good morning. Welcome to the Community Church of Chapel Hill Unitarian Universalist. I am Atticus Graysmith, a member of the Worship Associates Ministry. Welcome to this all-ages service. I especially want to welcome any visitors or newcomers to our church and to call your attention to the special note for you, Welcome Guests and Newcomers, on the backside of the order of service. I would also like to welcome those of you attending online. Lyrics to hymns and all elements of the service may be found on the screen. And a complete order of service, including this week's announcements, is available via the link on the Sunday morning email and on the church website. Our in-person Sunday social is held immediately following the service across the courtyard. This morning, Reverend Patty Hahnemann will share the results of the music director transition listening sessions immediately after the second service right here in the sanctuary. If you would please turn off or silence any cell phones during our service to maintain a worshipful experience. Whoever you are, whomever you love, however you arrived at this beloved place, you are welcome here. This morning, we have a Share the Plate for the Immigrant Justice Initiative. I would like to invite Cindy Furry to introduce.
It's okay, I'm here.
You can introduce.
Buenos dias. I'm Mary Kay Moose, and I'm pitch hitting for Cindy, who has laryngitis, so she couldn't stand up here. Today's Share the Plate will benefit the community church's work supporting asylum seekers. We are now walking alongside 5 families, including 22 members who arrived in Chapel Hill in crisis. We provide them with safe housing, access to health care and food, as well as really so much more. Your support, contributions, and engagement have made this ministry possible, and every dollar truly makes a difference. We stretch each donation as far as we can, working with partners for free or reduced medical care, dental services, legal care, drawing on local food resources, and using the manse right here on the church grounds to keep housing costs down. But even with these savings, we need more than $2,700 a month. While all of our asylum seekers are documented, meaning they have the papers necessary to allow them to feel safe from ICE and ICE raids, the wide net now thrown by ICE too often ignores the legal status. Our asylum seekers live in constant fear of family separation and deportation. Your gifts today ensure that our asylum-seeking neighbors have stability, dignity, and a real chance to thrive. Please make the checks payable to the community church and write STP in the memo line, or scan the QR code on the back of your order of service to donate. Our often current national situation seems hopeless. However, every time a person stands up for an ideal or acts to improve the lot of others or strikes out against injustice, a tiny ripple of hope is sent forward. Thank you in advance for joining us in creating ripples of hope, dignity, and safety. Thank you for giving generously.
Our opening hymn this morning is number 1011 in the Teal Hymnal. Please rise in body or in spirit as we sing.
You'll notice it's in 2 parts. We're going to sing the first 2 lines twice, the second 2 lines twice, and then we'll do it as a 2-part round. So we can have a couple choir members help. So all together.
Return again, return. Return to the home of your soul. Return again, return again. Return to the home of your soul. Return to who you are. Return to what you are. Return to where you are. Born and reborn again. Return to who you are. Return to what you are. Return to where you are. Born and reborn again. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul. Return to who you are, return to what you are. Return to where you are, born and reborn again. Return to who you are, return to what you are. Return to where you are, born and reborn again. Return again, return again. Return to the home of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul.
These words by Jack Ramire come from our hymnal. Now is the season of turning. The leaves are beginning to turn from green to red, orange and yellow. The birds are beginning to turn and are heading once more toward the south. The animals are beginning to store food for the winter. For leaves, birds, and animals, turning comes easily. But for us, turning does not come easily. Turning may mean breaking with old habits. Turning may mean admitting we were wrong, and that is never easy. Turning may mean losing face, being willing to start all over again. Turning may mean saying, "I'm sorry." Turning means recognizing that we have the ability to change. Turning is hard, but unless we turn, we will be trapped forever in yesterday's ways. Let us turn. Let us turn towards each other, for in community there is life. Come, let us worship together. Please join me in saying the words for our chalice lighting, which are found in your order of service. We light our chalice to celebrate Unitarian Universalism. This is the church of the open mind. This is the church of the loving heart. This is the church of the helping hands.
Morning. We're going to do a song by Eliana Light. Our accompanist is Tobin Wright. And I'm going to do a few definitions before we start. Ashamnu means we have trespassed. Bagadnu means we have betrayed. Gazalnu means we have robbed. Dibarnu Dofi means we have slandered. And Shuvah is a special Shabbat service where they return or repent.
Shalom, everyone. Let's learn a new song for Yom Kippur that uses part of a very old prayer, the Ashamnu. Ashamnu is part of the Jewish service where they list everything they have done wrong as a group. We have made mistakes. We have missed the mark. Now everybody, make a fist. Place it over your heart and give it a little tap, just like this. We are not trying to hurt ourselves. All we are doing is saying, open up, heart. Can you say that? Open up, heart. We give our heart a little tap to help it open up, to remind us that we can be better people and better friends in the coming year. So when we say tap your heart, get out your fist and give your heart a little tap. The chorus goes like this. Tap, tap, tap your heart. Tap, tap, tap your heart. Tap, tap, tap your heart. On Yom Kippur, it's time to restart. The Machzor gives a list of things we have done wrong, all of us as a group. We say them together aloud, and we tap our heart to remind it that yes, we did bad things, but we can do better. So repeat after me. Ashamnu, Ashamnu, Bagadnu, Bagadnu, Gozalnu, Gozalnu, Dibarnu Dofi, Dibarnu Dofi, ay, 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 ay. Repeat after me. We've made mistakes. We've made mistakes. We've done bad things. We've done bad things. But this is what the new year brings. The new year brings a chance to change. A chance to change. A chance to grow. A chance to grow. With one first step. With one first step. Nice and slow. Okay, everyone, time to tap. Tap, tap, tap your heart. Tap, tap, tap your heart. Tap, tap, tap your heart. On Yom Kippur, it's time to restart. Ay, 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 ay. We've used bad words. We've used bad words. And hurt our friends. And hurt our friends. These mistakes are not the end. Are not the end. We do Shabbat. We do Shabbat. We learn to do good. We learn to do good. We tap our hearts. We tap our heart to remind us we should. To remind everyone, us we should.
let's show our appreciation for the Chalice Choir. So this morning, our all ages service is about forgiving and atoning and turning, and it's inspired by the Jewish holy day of Yom Kippur and this season. And so what I thought I would do is begin by inviting us all to learn a little bit about Yom Kippur and about this tradition. It's good and it's really fun to learn about different religions and holidays. In fact, our middle schoolers this year are doing a program called Neighboring Faiths, where they are going to be going out into the community and learning about different faiths that our neighbors practice. How many middle schoolers do we have this year who are doing that? A few. I see some. Oh, great. So, for people in the Jewish faith, the time that we're in right now, today, is called the Days of Awe. And Days of Awe are about 10 days, and they're bookended by two high holy days, the two holiest days in the Jewish year. Earlier this week, last Tuesday, was the Jewish holy day known as Rosh Hashanah, and this week on Thursday is the Jewish holy day known as Yom Kippur. Rosh Hashanah is held on the first day of the month of Tishrei in the Jewish calendar. It's the Jewish New Year. And traditional foods that are eaten on Rosh Hashanah include apples and honey. Apples and honey. And those are eaten in hopes that the year ahead will be sweet. Before Rosh Hashanah was called Rosh Hashanah, it was actually called Yom Teruah, which means the day of blasting. The day of cheering and the day of blasting. Blasting as in making a loud noise. And one of the parts of the observance of both Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur is the blowing of a loud horn made from an animal horn, and the horn is called the shofar. Most shofars are small, but the one that I have this morning up here is called a Yemeni shofar. Now, the meaning of blowing the shofar has no one fixed meaning, but there's a part of blowing the shofar that means pay attention. Wake up spiritually. This is important. Give your attention. So what I'd like to do now is I'd like to give an attempt. Who would like to hear to see what it sounds like? All right. Now I am not a trumpet player, and it really takes a trumpet player to do that. Trumpet players, when you're playing the trumpet, you make kind of a raspberry sound. You go like that, and that's what actually makes the noise. Do we have any trumpet players here? Yeah, Adele? All right. So I'm gonna give this a try, and then we'll see. Ready? Now the key is I learned in music class that this is called an embouchure, and that if you're laughing, you cannot have a good embouchure. So don't laugh. This is... Once you get laughing, you lose the ability to do it. That was not very good. I could bet we'll try to find a trumpet player in between the services. So when the shofar is blown, it means pay attention. Pay attention to this time. Pay attention to your life. Wake up spiritually. And during this period, the Days of Awe, there's an emphasis placed on considering our lives, making changes, and making this a time of new beginnings. I love how every new year starts with new beginnings. How many people make goals or intentions during a new year, New Year's resolutions? So similarly, in Judaism, this is a time of taking stock of our lives And it's especially a time for forgiveness and of trying to set right the things that are broken, to turning to new ways, to saying I'm sorry, and to offering acts of repair so that we can be forgiven. It's also a time of setting intentions for the new year. Here in our church and here in this town, I like to think of September and even into October as a time of beginnings as well. A new school year has begun, new activities are beginning, new teams, new activities, new opportunities. And so it's a time of considering how it is that we want to start and how it is that we want to begin again. We're going to sing another hymn now. It's number 1037 in your teal hymnal. And this one is called We Begin Again in Love. It was written by a Unitarian Universalist minister, a friend of mine named Rob Eller Isaacs, who comes from the Jewish tradition. And it is a hymn for Yom Kippur about confronting the things that we've done that we may not be happy about and committing to begin again in a new way. And so how it works is, Glenn's going to teach in a second, we sing a refrain, and then there is a spoken line, and then we sing the refrain back. I'm going to be up in the pulpit as the narrator, and you will all sing the refrain back.
Let's just practice the refrain a couple times before we start the piece. So, all right, and we'll play it through once, then we'll sing along twice.
For remaining silent when a single voice would have made a difference.
We begin ourselves and each
For each time that our fears have made us rigid and inaccessible. For each time we have struck out in anger without just cause. For each time that our greed has blinded us to the needs of others. For the selfishness that sets us apart and alone. For falling short of the admonitions of the Spirit. For losing sight of our unity. for those and so many acts, evident and subtle, which have fueled the illusion of separateness.
This morning, we are learning about Yom Kippur, about making mistakes and making amends. But sometimes, when you've broken a promise or broken trust, making amends isn't as easy as just saying that you're sorry. Usually, it means showing someone that you understand what went wrong and that you're trying not to make the same mistake again, so that you can begin again in love. So I want to tell you a story about Samantha and how she learned about making amends. Samantha's family had recently moved to a new town, which means she was starting to go to a new school. Samantha was nervous about making friends, but she quickly found out that one of the students seated next to her loves planes, just like she does. The two hit it off right away, talking about airplanes and how they both want to be pilots when they grow up. Samantha's new friend's name is Zach, and Zach tells Samantha all about his collection of toy planes, inviting her to come over and play with them that weekend. Samantha is so excited to make a friend who shares her love of planes. And when she goes to Zach's house, she is amazed by his huge collection of toy and model airplanes. She tells Zach, "Wow, I have planes too, but you have a lot more." Zach is very proud of his collection, and he tells Samantha that some of them were gifts, but most of the planes he built together with his grandfather before his grandfather died, and that playing with the planes reminds him of the great times he had with his grandfather. Zach asks Samantha to be careful, but invites her to pick some planes to play with. They have a lot of fun acting out, being pilots, and doing different kind of flight maneuvers with much nicer model airplanes than this. And just about every weekend, Samantha is over at Zach's house playing pilots with him. Now, Samantha tries to be careful, but one day she gets a little carried away, and one of the model planes slips out of her hand and hits a bookcase and hits the floor and is broken into several pieces, and some of it is scratched and dented, and it doesn't come back together. Samantha apologizes right away to Zach. "Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to." Zach says he knows she didn't mean to, but he doesn't really feel like playing anymore today. Samantha feels bad for breaking Zach's plane, so the next week at school, she brings him one of her toy planes and offers it to him, saying, "I'm sorry again. I wanted to give this to you to replace the one I broke." But Zach doesn't take it. He says it's not the same and that he doesn't really want it replaced. Samantha is confused and a little upset. She thinks if a friend broke one of her toys, she'd appreciate it if they replaced it. Plus, Zach has so many toy planes, she doesn't understand why he seems so upset about one broken one. That night at dinner, Samantha tells her parents about what happened and how she tried to apologize and make it up to him, but it didn't seem to help. Her parents suggest that maybe it's not just about the plane. "What else could it be about?" Samantha asks. "Well, where did he get the toy plane?" Samantha's parents ask. Thinking back, Samantha remembers the first time she played at Zach's house and realizes that the plane she broke, he probably built with his grandfather. So that weekend, Samantha gets the money she'd been saving up in her piggy bank that she'd been saving to buy herself a new toy plane, and instead asks her parents to take her out to buy a model plane building kit. She takes the kit to Zach's door, she takes the kit to Zach's house and knocks on the door. Zach starts to say that he's not sure he feels like playing pilots today, but Samantha says, "I'm really sorry I broke your plane. I know it meant a lot to you because it reminds you of your grandfather. I'm sorry you can't build planes with him anymore." She holds out the plane building kit and adds, "I wanted to give this to you. I thought, if you wanted, maybe we could build it together." Zach is glad Samantha understands why the planes are so special to him and agrees to build a new one together. They continued playing pilots most weekends and started to build model planes to add to both of their collections. In the end, it wasn't enough just to say sorry. Samantha had to really pay attention to what went wrong and work to fix it. Samantha learned from her mistakes, and hopefully we can learn from hers and from ours.
Freely have we received gifts that minister to our needs of body and spirit. Gladly we bring to this church and its wide concerns a portion of this bounty. This morning, our generosity extends beyond these walls as our offering goes to support the Immigrant Justice Initiative. If you wish to donate online, there is a QR code on the back of the order of service, and there's information on the church's website. We will now receive the morning offering.
Before we sing the song, this piece, I wanted to just read you the poem. It's by Emily Dickinson, and it is typically kind of inscrutable a little bit on the surface, but I think here it is. I had no time to hate. I had no time to hate because the grave would hinder me, and life was not so ample I could finish enmity. Nor had I time to love. But since some industry must be, the little toil of love, I thought, be large enough for me. So I had to look up enmity, and it's basically kind of a derivation of enemies, like when you have transition. Right, Deborah, was it? Anyway, feeling negatively towards someone. So it's basically saying, if you hate, you're never going to have enough time to finish that, and the grave will hinder you. And if you love, you won't have enough time to finish that, but if you had a choice, it's better to love than to hate. A little more closer to Jane. What's that? Oh, you rather they go that way? Okay. Actually, can you go close? No, you're fine. Yeah.
Today, we've been learning about breaking promises and making amends. We've heard information, music, and a story about how to give and receive forgiveness. I think we're ready to give it a try. So I invite you to join me in a mosaic meditation. Will the person on the end of each center aisle row reach under their seat and grab the basket of mosaic tile? Please select one piece that speaks to you and pass the basket down the row so that everyone can take one broken piece. Now I want you to hold your piece of tile in your hand. Take a moment to notice, to pay attention, to feel how it feels, to be curious about the color that you chose. What made you pick that piece? Did it remind you of something or someone you love? I picked this purple piece because it reminds me of the sanctuary pews. Now feel the edge of your tile. What shape do you think that piece was before it was broken? Maybe flat and rectangular like a piece of floor tile, or curved like the side of a vase. We don't know what it used to be before it broke. Now, while you hold your tile in your hands, I want you to think of a time when you broke something. It might have been something physical, like a vase, or like the plane that Samantha broke in Caleigh's story. Or it might not be a thing at all. Maybe it was a promise that you made that you did not keep. Or maybe it was trust that was broken. Think about how the breaking felt. Perhaps you cried, or your heart started racing. Breaking usually isn't a good feeling. And I know it's uncomfortable to recall, but it's important to remember the wrong. What happened next? Did you apologize? Was saying sorry enough? Or did you have to do something to make it right? No matter what you did, broken pieces never go back exactly the way they were before. We can glue them back together, but the break doesn't disappear. Sometimes when we are lucky, if we put it back together, it can become something new. The repair itself can transform into something. Repair is powerful and kind of magical that way. So in a moment, you will come forward and place your broken tile into these heart-shaped trays. These aren't puzzle pieces. They won't fit together perfectly, which is fine. Forgiveness, atonement, and repair aren't perfect either. But when we try, we get to begin again in love. I invite you forward row by row, up the center aisles and exiting the side, to come place your broken piece into the heart of this community, and we will begin again in love, piece by piece.
If you would please stand in body or in spirit for our closing hymn. Our closing hymn this morning has an interesting story. In the 1950s, this hymn was adopted by both Unitarian and Universalist youth programs as a song of union and a song of the two movements joining together. As our mosaic brings together the fragments of pottery, let us sing this hymn and consider the fragments of our lives that we may bring together. The hymn is number 318 in the gray hymnal. If you would please remain standing in body or in spirit, the words for extinguishing the chalice are in your order of service. Please join me in reading them. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Let us give thanks to everyone who helped make this a wonderful, worshipful service this morning. If you would please join us in singing Shalom. The words are in your order of service. As you are comfortable, please either hold hands with the person next to you or cross your arms over your heart.
Amen.